If you're selling a service between 2 and 50K and struggling to consistently sign clients, there's a good chance your offer, not your actual marketing, is the real reason you're not currently growing or you can't actually scale your company. And the thing is this, if you still keep going with the same offer, you will keep wasting time, spending more money on marketing, chasing more leads, and blaming your actual sales process or the clients itself while the real problem stays hidden. Because I have seen this a lot of times. Most founders think that they need more leads, better qualified leads, better ads, a better sales team, more content. But in reality, they actually don't. What they need is an actual offer the market actually wants to buy. Because there's a huge difference between an offer that you can sell and an offer you can actually scale. In today's video, I'm going to show you the exact framework I use to build high converting service offers that are easier to market, easier to sell, and easier to actually scale. Because what you're looking for currently is a scalable offer you can actually scale. We will break down why most offers fail, the 6 components every winning offer needs, and how to position your business so clients immediately understand why they should choose you over everyone else. By end of this video, you will know whether your biggest bottleneck is your marketing or the offer sitting at the center of your actual business. And you will have a particular framework you can use to rebuild your offer for predictable actual growth. I want you to stay until end of this video because I will share the exact offer framework I use to build offers that can support a business on its journey from 10K all the way to 100K per month. It's essential to have a great offer in the business because a great offer can scale your business much easier than a bad offer. A great offer essentially gives you more clients, higher value, more revenue, more financial freedom, and more impact. A bad offer, it's really difficult to scale. Your business feels stuck, and sometimes we don't really understand the reasons of why the people are not buying what we have to offer. And in most case scenarios, what I have found is that the reason people don't buy is because we are not creating the offer to answer their pain points. We are creating an offer that we believe ourselves will be valuable offer to an actual market. And that's where most of us go wrong. Every founder eventually reaches also a conclusion and we say to ourselves, hey, my marketing isn't working, my ads don't work, my content isn't getting clients, my sales team can't close, or I can't close, or I need more leads, maybe. But in my experience, working over 11 years in businesses, talking to different businesses, scaling different businesses, and failing at a lot of businesses, I have come to the conclusion that most businesses don't have a marketing problem. They don't even have sometimes a leads problem. They have an offers problem itself because marketing amplifies the offer itself. It amplifies everything that's happening inside of your business. Sales is the vehicle that communicates how you're going to get exactly the prospect from point A to point B. But neither marketing, neither sales can consistently fix an offer that people don't actually want to buy. So you can spend $1 million on advertising, but if you do have a bad offer, it's not gonna fix the thing that of you having a bad offer. You can have the best closer, but it's not gonna fix of you having a bad offer. So essentially we have to understand this. What is an actual offer? An offer isn't your service. It's not the process of how you take somebody from point A to point B. An offer is the promise you make to the client. It's the promise you make to the end client of the transformation. It's the transformation itself. It's the reason somebody gives you money. That's the promise. That's the offer. If we have to get in more detail, it's not the coaching, it's what coaching gives them, which is confidence. It's not that they want to buy systems, it's what systems gives them, predictable growth. It's not the marketing, it's what marketing gives them, qualified clients. It's not the gym that people want, it's the transformation they want through the gym, going to the gym, losing more weight, being more attracted to the opposite sex, being more healthy, right? That is the outcome they want. So selling outcomes, not activities, means we already have a winning solution. Now we just need to understand what outcomes specifically our target market wants. The 100K offer framework. We have 6 things that we need to really understand before we crack the code with a scalable offer. First is the market. Who is this for? Okay, we need to understand who is this for. The problem. What problem are we solving specifically for that specific market? The promise. What result do we deliver? The process. How do we get them there? The proof. Why should they believe us? And number 6, the price. What is the investment to get them there? Every great offer answers 6 questions. So market, problem, promise, process, proof, price. Let's get stage by stage. Number 1 is market. Who is this for? If your answer is currently like, if I'm asking you a question, who is your offer for? And you're like, hey, it's business owners, it's mothers, it's females, it's males, it's athletes, it's businesses, it's entrepreneurs, it's high achievers, or it's, let's just say it's parents, then it's too broad. Because what you are currently doing, you are kind of putting everybody in the group. If I say businesses, that's like, okay, millions of businesses out there. If you say athletes, there's so many athletes out there. We need to get more specific. So to give you better examples is this. I help service businesses doing 10 to 50K a month. So now we are really specific on what type of service businesses we help. I didn't just say service businesses. I didn't say, well, I help B2B to build predictable client acquisition systems. I said service businesses doing 10 to 50K a month. So if you are a service business, let's say you are in that bracket, you automatically know, okay, this offer is for me because I'm in that specific bracket. I'm a service business, I'm making 10 to 50K a month. Perfect. What we do, we help them to build predictable client acquisition. Okay. Next one, I help high-level CEOs. High-level CEOs, you maybe look like, okay, I'm working in a big company, I'm a CEO, that's for me. To remove decision-making fog and improve their impact in 14 days. Or I help men over 30s working 9 to 5 in office, increase testosterone to build muscle and eliminate fatigue without sacrificing their favorite foods. Also over here, man over 30s working 9 to 5 in the office. Okay, so like, hey, I'm a man over 30, I'm working 9 to 5 in the office, this is for me. Okay, so you have to be really specific. You can't just say males, females. You need to be more specific. You need to give them the age. Maybe you need to also give them specific body fat. Maybe you need to highlight a certain revenue. Maybe for business owners, you need to look at what they're currently doing, a certain situation that describes specifically who you're looking for. Now people know that that's for them. Specificality really builds trust and matters when it comes down to creating a scalable offer. It's the same as like, an athlete will only go to a doctor, a sports doctor that really understands their pains and their problems. Okay, they would never go just to a normal doctor because a normal doctor is not qualified to become a sports doctor. That's why they have a sports therapist. That's why they have a lot of things going around the sports industry itself, like sports doctors. They have therapists. They have so many other things. Okay, so the framework is this. You are answering one market, you are answering one market's problem, and you're giving them one outcome for one market, one problem, okay? This is the winning solution, not having, I'm gonna go after 3 markets, I'm gonna go after 5 markets. It's one market, one problem, one outcome. So, second stage is the problem. People don't buy because they are interested. That's not the reason somebody's gonna buy, okay? They buy because they're frustrated, they're feeling the pain, or they have a huge, huge desire. So I want you to ask yourself this, what keeps your ideal client awake at night? Okay, to give you a couple examples, not predictable leads. And it's not just that we will say, hey, it's not just predictable leads. It's the reason of not having those predictable leads is the reason they're not having enough sales. The reason they cannot maybe pay bills on time or have the life they want is because they don't have the revenue. They don't have the money. So when you go deeper to the cause, you start understanding, okay, it's not just predictable leads, there's much deeper, okay? So it could be low close rate, feast of family revenue, founder burnout, weak systems, bad relationships, drugs, blames, and shame. Talk about the problems, not the features, because the problem is the reason they are sitting in that seat, and that's the reason they want to get away from that seat as well. So once you start talking about problems, you start to really make them much bigger. They start to feel the pain. And while feeling the pain, they want to move away from pain as well. To give you a framework, so from current pain to future pain to root cause. So what's hurting right now? What's not working? How is this impacting your business or your personal life? Then we move on to the future pain. If nothing changes, what happens next? How will this get worse? What is the cost of inaction? What is the cost of staying the same? What's really causing this problem is the root cause. Why this hasn't been solved, it's the root cause. What the real reason is behind the problem itself is a root cause. So this is the framework you need to use to really get down deeper into actual problem, okay? Then let's move on to the promise. This is the stage 3. What changes after working with you? And this is This is the main key. It's like the change they want. So weak promise could be, we will build you the funnel. Nobody wants a funnel. They want what the funnel will actually do for them instead of just, hey, we will build the funnel. Nobody's buying funnel. You don't go just to buy the broccoli in a grocery store. You buy broccoli because you want to be more healthier. Okay? Strong promise. So to give you better examples, we help service businesses add predictable client acquisition systems that support growth towards 100K a month. Or we help males over 30s to increase their testosterone by 300% naturally, that supports energy production and muscle mass all in 73 days. Your promise should be really measurable. If you don't have a measurable promise, let's say we build funnels. Okay, so like how do we measure? It's like we build funnels. So you build 50 funnels, and so is that it? Or is there a measurable result that we can actually get from you creating those funnels? Okay, so your promise should be measurable, clear, and believable. Next one is the framework that you want to use is current state, desired state, time frame. So where are they right now? So this is calling out their current pain. Okay, so in here it's like males in 30s, they probably have fatigue and they have low muscle mass, or they don't have muscle mass as well, or these would be businesses that don't have predictable client acquisition systems, right? That's the current state. Desired state, where they want to be. They want to have more energy production, more muscle mass, or they want to be towards 100K a month, okay? And then time frame. By when does this need to happen? Like, because the more specific you are about time, the more desirable the offer becomes. So here, 73 days. Here, it could be 90 days, 180 days, it could be 60 days, 70, whatever the number is. The more specific we are about the offer itself, the more sexy it actually gets. Number 4 is the process. People fear uncertainty. If you give them the roadmap, they start to trust you, because then they can see how these things actually going to unfold and how each process is going to happen. Don't say we help you scale. Instead, show them diagnosis, strategy, build, launch, optimize. People trust the processes rather than just vague like words, we help you scale or we help you lose weight. And you need to also show them the process of like how exactly that's going to happen, not vague expertise. Framework for this would be step 1, diagnosis, so understand the problem clearly. Step 2, strategy, create the right plan so they can actually execute. Step 3, implement, build, and put everything in place. Step 4, optimize, test, measure, and continuously improve. It has to be these 3 things: simple, repeatable, visual. If you show them and they can actually see how it's going to happen, they're more likely to trust you rather than you saying we're going to scale, or we're going to help you, or we're going to lose weight. Okay, so they need to see it. It needs to be visual, because everybody likes to look at something. Number 5 is proof. Claims don't sell itself. You can do big claims, but the proof is going to do all the talking for you. Evidence does more talking than just making big claims. So show testimonials, case studies, screenshots, frameworks, processes behind the scenes. Proof will always reduce the risk. The framework for this is a claim, the specific promise or result you guarantee. So this could be, in this case, let's just say here. So we help males over 30s increase their testosterone by 300% naturally. That supports energy production and muscle mass all in 73 days. Okay. Then we have evidence. So you can say, hey, this is John. John went from this to XYZ. Proof, case studies, testimonials, or data that supports your claim. You can show exactly what the process is going to look like. Don't give them like exactly step by step what they're going to do every single day, but you just want to give them some evidence around what exactly you're going to be implementing. And then the outcome, the transformation of measurable result they will achieve. 6, price. Okay, this is really important, because a lot of times I see a lot of founders make the biggest mistake when they are underpricing themselves. Price isn't the objection. Perceived value is. When the value is there, the price doesn't really matter. A 20K offer feels expensive until someone believes it creates 200K. It's the same as like, hey, mechanic, maybe you take your car to mechanic, okay, and the mechanic says, well, for the problem, it's going to cost you 3K. And you may be like, well, I don't want to pay 3K, like it's okay, we just leave the problem. And suddenly he tells you, well, if you don't get this solved, you may have to buy a brand new car, which is going to cost you the same value you currently have the car, which is like say 30, 50K. So now that 3K becomes insignificant compared to actually buying a brand new vehicle. So again, it's the value you can provide. Don't lower the price, you have to increase the certainty. The framework here is investment. what it costs to get started, the transformation results or the profit you can expect, and the confidence. Why you can trust the process, that it will actually work for you, okay? Now, let's move on to the next part. I want to give you some mistakes here. Why offers usually fail. Mistake one is too many services. You need to become known for just one simple transformation. I have seen people saying, well, we do the marketing, we do the sales, we also do email copy, we do this, we do that, and they do like 20 things. And so because you have too many services, it sounds like you're offering a menu. You're not really an expert at one thing. Like you can't have a doctor that's doing dentistry, he's doing like back pain, muscle pain, he's working with athletes, he's a chiropractor, he's just doing absolutely everything. We usually, when we go picking something like this out, we want to make sure that it's specifically for that one thing that we are looking for, okay? So mistake number two is talking about yourself. Talk about the client instead of yourself. Mistake three is selling deliverables. You're selling like what you're going to deliver every single day rather than the actual results. People don't want your SOPs, system operational processes, they want predictable growth. People don't want a CRM automation, they want more freedom. Translate every feature into a business outcome, and that's how you get their attention. Mistake four is weak positioning. If you are for everyone, and let's say, hey, we help males to do XYZ, it's like, hey, you're for everybody. Or I help you to get in shape. I have seen this as well. It's like you're too broad. If you say, I help businesses with marketing, you're too broad. You're remembered by just simply one thing. Mistake number five is no urgency. Why should somebody act today? Give people reason. So this is the value stack. You give them the outcome, the specific transformation or result you deliver, guarantee, the promise that removes risk and builds trust, methodology, the proven framework or process that gets them the actual results, the guidance, help, and resources you provide along the way, bonuses, the extra value that makes the offer even better, and then you drop down the price. And then the investment to get that transformation. Notice something here. The price is always last. I don't say, hey, this is the price, this is the outcome, this is the boom, 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 boom. It usually starts with the outcome, the guarantee, the methodology, the support, the bonuses, and then we give them the price. Because now we have stacked it, okay? Because buyers compare value first. So you want to provide a value. So the offer test is this. Ask yourself 5 questions. Would my ideal client immediately know this is for them? Would they actually know? If your ideal client comes, would they know? Don't just say yes, but how would they know? Does your offer, does your positioning specifically mentions them? Does your offer specifically talks about just one pain point that they currently are trying to solve and one transformation that you're offering them? Can I explain the offer in one sentence? If you cannot articulate it in, let's say, one sentence, then there's a lot of fog around your offer and what you're doing. Is the outcome actually measurable? Can someone explain my offer to another person? Would I buy this if I were my ideal client? If the answer is no to any of these, don't spend more money on marketing, fix the offer first. Because like your marketing is not going to work. You can spend a million on ads, but your offer is the one that's actually is broken. And so you're spending more money on and filling of water in a bucket that has actual holes. You can get the best closer, but if the best closer cannot really work with your offer, you're not helping them to close more sales, you're just sabotaging their time. So my offer framework is this. Here's how I think about offers. Service business, predictable client acquisition, systems, scale, 100K a month. Everything connects. Everything leads toward one transformation, and that's positioning. Service businesses, I usually would have here, even to put a little bit more specific, we can put here 15K, and then we just put K per month. And there's a predictable client acquisition, system, scale, 100K a month. Everything connects, everything leads towards one transformation, and that's called positioning, when you have everything connecting. Marketing doesn't create demand itself, it reveals the demand. If people consistently ignore your message, don't immediately blame the algorithm, the marketing, the ads, the closer. Ask yourself, is this an offer people actually want to buy? Do they need this offer right now? A better offer doesn't just increase sales, it makes everything easier. Ads become cheaper, sales become simpler, content performs better, referrals increase as well. Because people understand exactly what you do, not some vague thing of they need to figure out, they need to go for researching what exactly do you do, okay? Before you leave, I want to give you something really special. It took me years of failures, mistakes, lessons, client work, and real-world experience to understand what actually builds a successful business. And no, not the theory type, not the social media advice, not some vague advice I got from a book, but the real actual fundamentals. The things that create predictable growth, strong leadership, scalable systems, and long-term success. So I condensed everything into a single scaling actual roadmap. It shows you exactly what to focus on at every stage of growth, so you stop guessing and start building with actual clarity inside of your business. If you want it, click the Instagram link. It's down below in the description, and DM me the word roadmap, and I will send it to you over personally. And remember this, business don't grow because founders work really hard at it or because you have to put in more hours. They grow because founders focus on the right things at the right time, at the right stage. See you in my next video.